Welcome to Gaming4Justice. I'm Maya Mama. We are live on twitch.tv/Maya Mama, or maybe you're listening to our archive on youtube.com/Claudia Alec Calling Up Justice, or maybe you're live on TikTok right now at Claudia Alec Love. So, hello, and welcome. Today, we're working on the new game, Can You Survive a Racism Internet Conflict? So, we're going to show how we're building elements from ideas that are from you guys, the live audience. So, as per usual, we have producer Claudia. Claudia, would you like to check in with us?
Hello, this is Claudia. I am joined by 7 awesome human beings in the TikTok. So this is Claudia, executive producer of Calling Up Justice. I'm here as a guest on Maya Mama's Gaming4Justice, joined by 10 awesome human beings on the TikTok. Thanks for having us, Maya Mama. I can't wait to see you make a video game with our suggestions. I'll be voicing aloud suggestions from this TikTok audience so you can code them into your game.
Absolutely.
And I have them looking at a screen of your Twitch channel that I am holding in my lap in my bed.
Well, hello to TikTok. So last time that we were working on our game live, we worked on a little scripting and and so now I'm going to show you how we put those suggestions and we put them together. So there's been a lot going on in the world. A lot of our rights are being further stripped. There are a lot of more reminders that the police are not tasked with the protection of individual citizens. And we want to talk about it on our social media pages, but it only takes one person to ruin it. And that's what this game is about. So I'm navigating that. So, real quick, the schedule for today is that we're going to talk and write this game, and I'm going to show you how we put it together. And then, as usual, I'm going to figure out how to, close the stream, without it being awkward. Wish me luck. So, shall we get started? What do you think, Claudia? Should we just jump into it?
Hey, this is producer check-in. I noticed that the screen has this beautiful, sexy hashtag Calling Up Justice, hashtag Gaming4Justice. You were verbally reviewing the schedule. Were we supposed to be seeing that visually?
No, not at all.
Wait, we are all together, and we can't wait to see you show us your stuff. Show us what you got.
All right.
We're designing a video game.
So let's start with the documents that we were working on last week. So last week we worked on some scripting ideas. This is just the Google document that we wrote in, where we were figuring out how we were going to begin this story. Now, as I took those elements and I built the beginning of what this game is. And so let's take a look at what it is that we sorted out, which is essentially a welcome square. And the first couple of little entries here. So let's take a look at what we figured out so far. Just gonna play it so it'll pop up. Ooh, look at that. So something I figured out recently was how to make words move on the screen. I built this graphic in a Adobe Express, which is a lot like Canva, I guess. And so this was our start page. And then here we are. Can you survive a racism internet conflict? So we have a little box text that looks like a social media post.
Maya Mama, I'm already interrupting you. I'm sorry. We're looking at this, and can I just ask you? I'm seeing this very cool, background surrounding the social media post. Are you going to tell us about this background? Because I was like, woo, that's cool.
So the background was just black, and I thought that was boring.
Yeah.
So I went into, again, Adobe Express and clicked backgrounds. And I found this cool, sort of weird blue geometric thing that you can see sort of right here where the mouse is moving.
Oh,
And then,
let's see.
and I was like, that's boring. And then I selected an overlay, and I just squished that on top, and then I just put this as the background for um,
And it's given me like a glitchy sort of internet kind of a vibe. I love it.
awesome. Well, thank you very
Hey,
much.
sorry to interrupt. Please keep telling us about the video game.
So, here we have just the welcome page, and I also decided to put in the content warning right in here as well, so that we just have that all together. So we have welcome to Can You Survive a Racism Internet Conflict? In this interactive social justice experience, you will be presented with a few scenarios to see if you can get through an encounter on social media. These scenarios will be both research and anecdotal in nature. And then I put some little reactions, and I made it Maya Mama and 4 others had reactions to this. For the content warning, we have some of the scenarios may be troubling or triggering to the audience. Content warning for racism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, and other aspects of supremacy culture.
It's cool that it looks like a Facebook post.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's so much you can find on the internet. So I went on to I don't know if you guys have heard of this website. It's called Google, like GOOGLE.com. It's like Ask Jeeves. I think it's going to be a pretty big deal. Yeah.
Is that like Bing? Interesting.
It's a lot like Bing. It might, but I just typed in fake internet post, and then there were like a bunch of websites that can help you build internet posts, which really made me go, "Ooh,
that's disturbing."
Yeah,
that's disturbing.
Like I'm using it. I guess I'm using it for good, but
you are. Great.
Yikes, indeed. So down here we have click here to continue.
Mm-hmm.
And we continue on, and then we have this little box of words. It says, you're doom scrolling and see an article that points out an act of oppression that causes issues in your day-to-day life. You decide to share the article on your personal social media page so that people in your circle will read and possibly share this information. Maybe this can start a nice conversation, and maybe they'll learn a little bit about you. And then right here we have the post. So I am thinking maybe I need to make this text bigger. And maybe a different color. Because it kind of blends in. You can't really see it very well, can you? So that's something we have to...
Maya Mama, give me a moment. Hello, beautiful audience. You're amazing. Maya Mama is my sister. So she and I have very similar voices. You're hearing Maya Mama from the Discord, and Maya Mama is the one that is actively coding and presenting the video game and integrating your choices into it. Yeah, you're right. When I hold it here, it seems like you can actually see it. That'll do. Thank you for that access hold, Maya Mama. Please keep going.
That's so funny. I did not even think about the fact that since people can't see me, our voices do sound very similar. So anyway, I was saying that this post, like it says the post, it's very blue, and I should probably change that.
You know what? Can I recommend that you visit alttextaspoetry.net? The alttextaspoetry.net website, which is accessible. My mama, I literally just put the link to it on. I mean, I feel like you can Google it and find on that fancy site that
you just made. Can you tell me what that is, though?
Alt Text as Poetry is a website that was put together by digital experts that are all about what are the colors, like the color contrasts, that'll be the easiest on your eye. What are the ways to use accessibility design aesthetically to make it beautiful, but also make for just the kindest and the softest and the most pleasurable experience for all users? Because I feel like everybody's eyes get tired playing video games, and if everyone was designing with that sort of aesthetic in mind, I just feel like it would make everybody's eyes happier.
Well, that's very good. Well, so I will definitely check that out so that I can. So when we're further formatting this game to really perfect it and make it look just right, that we can have that. So, but for right now, we have the post. We'll click on it. And here's the post that you character made, but it says can you resist? It says I read this article in Justice magazine that really spoke to me. We really need to be aware of the oppression that happens to the people around us. And I made this uh, with a picture of myself.
Uh-huh.
I tried to make it with really innocuous things that like everybody should be happy about, or not, or at least not feel you know
It, not overly triggering
acrimonious.
language or
Yeah,
acrimonious. So not acrimonious language, not language that was like adversarial or inviting a fight.
correct. So
Language is kind of neutral.
so yeah, so
What's it,
I have
what's it
Pride
saying?
Summer. This happy person wants the killings to stop. And what can we expect from allies? Very, very
Okay.
nice. And look, I'm spinning around in
Uh,
the
no,
rainbowy
I see.
colors.
And so this is you as a game character have posted something online, have read an article in Justice magazine.
Hmm.
I think you might want to make it Gaming4Justice magazine. That might ruin your beautiful, elegant design,
I think
but
it
that would
would.
be funny.
I really do think it
That's
would.
very pretty. Yeah, then don't
But if you
don't
look,
take my advice. You're the designer. You do
if
it.
you look here, like Barack Obama and 254 others heart
And like,
reacted to that.
all right, that
Oh
is, and you made that up. You made this is
my
all fake. I love it. For the new audience members, we're designing a game together. This is Maya Mama's Gaming4Justice. She's going to also present this to the Allied Media Conference on Saturday, and it's her process where she's building a video game and also teaching you how to build a video game if you'd like to, and also you get to decide some of the stuff that happens in the video game. All right, Maya Mom, I'm going to stop interrupting because I get distracted. Go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna click here to continue, and now we have nothing because there's nothing there because that's as far as I got uh, with writing the code for this. So this is the ugly undercarriage of the game. This is all of my code. Look at that. Look. And all the images and the codes associated with it, the background. So this is the background that you were asking about, Claudia. Um, this is just the image that I made. Um, and then I made more. I have more images here. So
And so
let's.
Maya Mama, are you showing us your just like your Google Doc you're using just to like hold your images and text for the game?
Yes. So I have the
So
script.
simple.
So here we have the script. This is the story. But I learned from building other games that I need a place to store like the skeletal structure of the game. So that I don't lose it accidentally. Um, because that has happened where I've had to rebuild the game. I had to rebuild the game, um, but but it was only one square. This actual game, and it was because I did not build this little thing, this little lovely document that has all the stuff that I need into it. So
Shout out for backup. Backup, 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 backup.
always
Also, I
backup.
wanted to let you know the audience said that warm colors are lovely and the background you made was very pretty.
Oh, thank you. Some of my favorite colors. So here, this is my Adobe Express. As people can see, it's like Canva. You can build your little things. So this was the next space for text that we had worked on in a previous episode. So I made it into a little thing, and then I downloaded it, and then I did some background shenanigans and wrote the code. But the words were from what we had written previously. About like oh, this was the old one. My apologies. This is the old one, not the new one. The new one I put already down here so that it would be done and ready because I had to redo one of them. So we have After posting, you go about your day doing self care, hydrating, the best snacks, and being at your best. You glance at your phone and see notifications when you open the app, and there are many nice things said by your friends. You're feeling pretty good. Now, there is a thing that I do want to show you all. I'm wondering if there is a way I can make this show up really big for everybody.
I don't worry about making it show up really
It's
big as long as
so
you just
funny.
use the words.
So here we have on this left side image, we have um, what eventually will be. This is what we're writing towards. Is the bad exchange, the unpleasantness. So we have our friend Angela. So what I did is I went online and I took pictures of famous people as to be my friends, and then for the because it's social media and it's going to be images, I did not want to take a picture of a real person to use as our antagonist. So I went on to
Maya Mama,
yes,
I'm interrupting as this is I'm making a suggestion for your presentation on Saturday
yes,
because I cannot show our audience what those screen caps are, but I did
exactly.
see you when you were designing them, and it's hilarious. It's I wish I could get it so that it could actually show you that like all those little tiny circles are famous people's heads, and it's like Rihanna saying a comment on this post. I think that's a very fun thing. I'm not sure about the rights, I'll be honest, but at the level that we're designing at, no. That said, you should usually get permission to rip famous people's photos. But I'm wondering, Maya Mama, if you can actually like just show like a blow up of it on Saturday so that people can see it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's so funny. I love it. All right, go. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, it's okay. Um, Let me. I was actually gonna try something because that's who I am. Um, I was gonna do this fun thing. Hold on. Hello, everybody. Let's plop this on. Can you see? Some. Uh, there. Can you see that? You can't see that better.
Yes, yes, we can see. We can see. That's great.
All right. So here we have. Oh yeah, there it is. It popped in real nice. So we have my good friend Angela. She says, "I read this article and agree. People need to acknowledge this is happening." Again, innocuous, nice things. Now this is Susan. Again, I created this image from uh, an automatic or a AI face generator, um, so as to not
That's brilliant,
make.
Jen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I just I don't
So,
mind. I don't mind Angela Bassett and Hugh Jackman and um, Joe Jonas and my good friend Dana. I didn't want to call her. Okay, it's a picture of Queen Latifah, y'all,
but you're like my good friend Dana.
because
That's
I thought
hilarious.
that was funny as hell.
That is very funny. But I want to repeat the thing you just said out loud because that's really huge. So you went to an AI face generator site to manufacture like an average looking face so that the person who's saying all the microaggressions and being a jerk in your game isn't associated with a real person. I think that was a really smart move.
Right,
And also cool as hell.
and I wouldn't.
Did you just like find a website that just makes you fake faces?
Yes, I did. Um,
Okay, awesome.
let me see. This is the one I wanted.
Oh, this is Maya Mama. Maya Mama is the gamer who is designing this video game with you based on your suggestions.
So here is our conflict. We have Susan here, who looked at this cover and became very, very incensed. She says, "How dare you? I have never done anything to oppress others. You're being a racist by saying that I did all these things." I can't believe you are so awful as to accuse me, an innocent woman, of being a racist. Now, I know that this is very humorous, but I do want to point out that this happened to me a year ago. I posted something also very innocuous that I thought, like, everybody can get behind this. And this woman got very, very upset. So here we have a friend named Hugh. Hugh says, Susan, this is a magazine article and no one has mentioned you at all. Joe says, Susan, no one is talking to you. Dana says, Susan, this is an article that your name posted to share and inform, not accuse. Go to bed. This shit is tired. And then
Kathy Marie official from the audience is like, that's happened to me as well. I was muted, but I was going, oh, that's happened to me, like literally as you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's I mean, it's almost, I mean, I would not say it was like, wow, this is really hilarious as it was happening, but it is like kind of funny a year later. So we have a response from Susan who says, I know your name, and this is outrageous. I read this article and was offended. This was very personal to me, and since she knows me, it was to me. What? Because I wanted it to be a little nonsensical. Because a lot of times these screamy, outragey ones don't totally make sense. So I threw a little... And then our good friend Ree, right here, Ree is like, you don't know your name. You haven't interacted with them since they were an infant. Because also, I am adding a little bit of real lifeness.
This is me interrupting again, just so I can keep up. So we log into the game, we hit start, and we're like, hey, you posted a nice thing, and then you were having a nice day, and then you got some notifications. You were like, what's this? Mm-hmm. Then we look at, and so this is the part of the game. This is so much like real life, where you're like, what's going on? I'm being interrupted while I'm at the movies. What? Oh. So you're just witnessing all of this stuff that took place when you were in the movie. So while you were in the movies or wherever, doing something nice, all of the people in your chat were having all of these exchanges. So it's because I think this is interesting what you're doing, because it's a different experience to catch it in real time. And most people don't get to do that. Most people aren't managing their comments while they're coming in. They're experiencing them like an hour and a half after a whole bunch of drama went down. So just want to affirm that that's super dope. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going. I'm excited about this game. This is interesting. What happens next?
So let's go ahead, and what I want to do is I want to pop in this second square. So we already made it. We built it. I uploaded it to a website so that I had my own so I wouldn't lose it. Because when you link your images to images that you found on the internet or anything like that, a lot of times there's a really good chance that you are going to, that link may become dead somehow. And so if you have, a website that you can have your own hosting, then that I definitely recommend that. So,
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So because you're part of Calling Up Justice, you have access to the Calling Up Justice website. Is that the site that you're using to host images?
I do, yes.
Okay. Forgive me. This is Claudia, not game designer, asking a question. It's my audience is amazing. They're with you. They haven't asked you any questions like what, huh? So you've got the video game and you want the video game to have images in it. The video game pulls the images from another location.
Yes.
If you pull those images from some random website or Google, those people could change their mind and now suddenly your game has a blank spot in it. So what you're doing is you're putting an image. Do you have to publish it? Like, do you have to publish a page? No?
You do not have to publish it. You only have to be holding it in your media library on your website. Because you already have it. So, like, none of the images in my games or anything, you can't find them on the Calling Up Justice website. They're just there.
Right. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Absolutely.
That's interesting.
So I put in this script that so I found a lot of my script again through the google .com. I I am self taught when it comes to coding. So I just type in like how do I put an image into my Twine game, and there's a bunch of different um, learning wikia websites, and they have sections where you can ask people questions. And I found that the community there is helpful and not mean, um, which is good for me. So we got our imaging code put in, and we're just gonna click this test story, and then we're gonna switch over. Let's see, to here, and oh, that looks terrible. That does not look right. So let's go back.
Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong with the way it's posted right now? I don't, Maya. Wait, I don't understand why it was wrong. What's wrong
Well,
with
it's
that?
all square, and it doesn't look like the previous. It doesn't look
It's
like the previous screen at all.
so like you put the box on there, but is it too big? Is the box too big?
It's too big.
The text box is
It's
too big.
Yeah. So like
Okay.
here we'll go.
Maya Mama has both a TikTok and a Twitch. She's Maya Mama at 79.
No, I'm at my mama 79.
Whoops, sorry. At Maya Mama 79.
Yeah. Oh, here's some
At Maya
kittens.
Mama 79. There's also a link to Maya Mama's Twitch stream in my link tree. Whoa, what are you doing? Are you pulling images?
No, I was just that's just
Kitty cat.
because there's some kitty cats. I just
Why? Why are these a cats? Why
because
was that?
that's what this Google site seems to primarily be made of, is pictures of kittens. Um,
That's
so as you can see, I like this size. I want it to be this size, and not, um, as we continue, this big giant square. We want it to be sort of up here.
Oh, yeah, that totally looks different. How did you just change some of the numbers in your code?
So this is the way that I mean, it's you can check your little document, and you can say, oh, so here I have the width at 6 and the height at 6, and that makes it a big old square, 600 by 600. Um, but this one here, the width is 800 by 400. So first, I'm just going
Oh,
to change
huh.
that from 800 to 800 by 400.
Okay.
There, just so that just so our script says it, and then let's
Yes.
just do it here. And it was 800 by 400. And now, I changed it in the Twine. By the way, I'm sorry that you didn't see that. I forgot to switch over there. But then, now it looks fine.
On Twitch.
And so now we have it like this. It looks all nice.
All right,
And
that doesn't seem super duper complicated. I feel like, I mean, Maya Mama, this is weird. You're making me feel like any of us could build a website or build a video game.
that is because anybody can build anybody can build a website
Wow.
on whatever site you want. No, that just sounded like like when you're watching
I,
a YouTube video and they're like about to do a commercial. That's not what I was going to do.
I,
They're not
I like
paying me
the,
any money.
yeah, no, seriously. But so you're using Twinery, but you're not only using Twinery, you're also like you're making Twinery look cool by googling like how do you do what's this code look like? That's cool.
Yes. So like if I want to if I want to know what kind of document, what kind of websites will show me. Let me see if I'm Because we can do this. We can do all of this live. We can
I'm
show
so
you.
curious,
And this is
Maya
what's
Mama,
fun is that
like,
I like to do this.
how long did it take you to figure out how to do this though? Because I love that we're telling this audience, you could build your own website. You could build your own website tomorrow. And it feels true because you're making it look so easy. Like, how long did it take you to figure out how to make it not look bad?
Like my very first game. Are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Let's. Well, the very first game that I made took me like a few hours to
What?
figure out how to make it. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
very like there's not a lot to it. Let's check it out if you guys want to take a
Okay.
look.
Sure. I mean, as long as we're not. I mean, I know that like we're live designing this game with
Well,
you. I've got my
that's what
questions. I'm
part
not
of this
trying
fun
to.
is. But that's
All
what part
right.
of the fun of this is that like if there are questions, then we can answer them right now. So
And
right
so, is
here,
this your itch.io page?
this is calling dash up dash justice.itch.io. And
With all the games you
these are
designed.
all of our games that we have made.
Okay.
So this is the very first game that I made. It took me like 2 or 3 hours. And this was the first
And
time
Maya
I was.
Mama, can I interrupt? I'm going to tell you that I'm going to take over the storytelling right now, only because it was amazing. So we're having our regular calling up justice organizing meeting that we do weekly, and Maya Mama's like, "Hey, I'd like to pitch a project. I built a video game to pitch the project." And then we share screen, and this is what the entire meeting does. Like, all of us at Calling Up Justice get to experience this. I can't read it though, Maya. You go
Oh,
ahead and
I'd
lead.
love to. Okay, so it is a Sunday at 5 a.m. and you're awake, very awake. Running through your head are ideas for your super popular social justice stream calling for sorry, Gaming for Justice. It's super popular. With a new dual stream format with new games, this opens up a lot of cool ideas. But it's 5 a.m. Well, 5:30 at this point. What to do? And then we have two options: go back to sleep, or well, might as well work. So I'm going to go back to sleep. And it says, you're too full of ideas. You're not going to sleep. Ha ha ha. And then that sends you to a different square that is the same story, but tells you that you might as well work. It says, all right, time to get up and act and actualize some ideas. But first, breakfast. What's for breakfast? What do you all want for breakfast? We have breakfast burritos, McDonald's, or you think you're not very hungry?
All right, write it in the chat. Write us in the chat.
Oh, I
Breakfast
know.
burritos, McDonald's, McDonald's in general, or I'm not hungry.
Well,
Go
like,
ahead and put it in the chat.
yeah,
And that's
McDonald's does
on
have
the
a
list.
24-hour menu, I guess. So you can get whatever you want.
Um, let's go with McDonald's.
All right.
Audience McDonald's.
All right, McDonald's, it says sticking with the tried and true, or at least the fast and cheap. So let's get to work while, and look at that, there's some waiting on the food. So we Google some game ideas. Okay, first it's time to use Notion. So we use Notion to keep all of our programs and stuff together. So I was just
Yes.
being a
Um,
nerd about like keeping all of the things together. So it's like what Notion do you use? The one on my iPad, the one on my phone, or the one on my PC? Um,
That is funny. I'm gonna explain that one more
just
time for the audience.
nerdness.
The calling up justice practice is a remote practice, so we're all scattered all over the country. So that means when we're producing together, we're using digital sites where all of our work can live, and then we all have access to it. We were using Basecamp, but now we use Notion. Thank you about the notion, and you have a joke with three notions.
Yes. Well, I think that maybe I should second that notion. And it says, wow, it's so nice to have an organized database. Now that you have the document open, you just aren't sure. How about a completely new topic? Are there any games about journalism? Let's Google it. Not a lot of hits or appropriate games that will fit the formula. Now you can give up or, what's this? A ProPublica article about making your own text-based adventure games?
I think we're going to have to go with the ProPublica article option.
That made me really
I'm
laugh really
afraid if
hard.
we give up, we're just going to have to go through the entire game tree again.
Let's see what it is, actually. Let's just give up. And it says, that's okay. That's okay. Try again tomorrow. And you are correct. Then you do start all over
Yes,
again.
that's I suspected that's what you designed.
That's generally that's sort of the that's the Maya Mama signature. It says you find yourself on twinery.org and spend the next few hours creating the very same game you are playing now before your morning meeting. The end. It's like the never-ending story. You know? Do you remember that scene?
Where like Bastion's reading the book, but the book is about Bastion
It
reading the
says
book, and
like where
what?
he's and then like the childlike empress is like they were with him when he ran from the book or he ran from the boys in the bookstore.
I love my audience. Our audience is saying they love this. This is a game we would totally use for game schooling, and I love the whole concept of choose your own adventure because people can learn so much and have fun.
It's a lot of fun. I and then we made so we have a game called Can You Survive a Racism, and then we have Can You Survive a Racism Medical Industrial Complex. And so when we finish the games, I upload them to our itch site, and we then get to and then we put them up on there, and they're by donation.
Yeah.
Because you play on on the thing, so yeah.
You can play it with your browser, which means you can tip it. We make everything accessible for free, but if you want to donate to the practice, you totally can. I love that as a model. But I also love that anybody can build anybody could build a video game in like 3 hours. That's amazing.
Well, and one of the things that as far as just the ease of learning about it, sorry, I have my mouse moving around on these multiple screens, and they're making Brian go crazy. Okay, so I am a person that I like to learn as I go. And this makes it very easy to just learn as I go. I so we have these like this is how you link things, and I just click and push buttons. But if you're not a person who likes to, click and push buttons, if that's not your comfort level, then there are websites like I'm going to show you here that just tell you how to like
Get your coat on.
get your code on. Like, so you're like, I want it to look like this. I want this to happen. And they have try it. They have information on every element of text and game design that you need. There's still a lot of things that I don't fully understand because I'm not fluent in this language because it is a foreign language. And I'm not fluent in it. I'm only
What's the name of this website? What's the name of the website that you went to? I know there's a lot of websites you can grab code. What's the one you're showing?
This is the one that I use, and it's w3schools.com.
Word. Mm-hmm.
And I have gone back to this site a lot to figure out how to make my words look the way I want them to look. It's where I learned how to make this screen here because I wanted something to look like actiony and cool, and I had a lot of trouble getting this text to be the right size, move, be in the right location, and this is what, and I used that site to learn how to do things like that.
And Maya, I'm curious. So the point of this is Can You Survive a Racism 4. Is this video game number 4?
Yes.
Okay. So in
Oh well, no. Technically, this is three. This is just
Okay,
three.
so in Can You Survive a Racism 3, there were 3 games in this series. In this third entry, you were playing just a regular person who posted a rather innocuous article on the internet.
Hmm.
I'm just curious, what's the larger vision for the game? Like, I just know that I'm out here on these internet streets, and I know a lot of wild stuff can happen once the trolls see your stuff and are like, oh, "We're gonna comment racism." So what are the possible things that can happen to your character?
In this game,
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, for the whole
well,
experience,
because like
what does not
anything
surviving a
can.
racism
Well, like
what does not surviving a racism look like?
so like in Can You Survive a Racism Medical Industrial Complex? You die. That's what not surviving that racism looks like. Because some racisms you can live through, and some you can't. And unfortunately, there are certain aspects of the medical industrial complex, that certain racist aspects of the medical industrial complex, that will in fact kill you, and others that will just merely be very annoying or very stressful. Uh,
All right, this is the audience is saying that's absolutely amazing. You're very pretty, and they applaud the patience that coders have. So in this game, you're playing somebody who's a person of color, I guess,
mhm.
because you're surviving a racism. So you're a black person trying to survive a racism.
Yeah,
Again,
let's.
what does not surviving a racism on the internet? What are the negative? How can it go bad?
I mean, I would say on the internet, you could be doxxed. You can just be.
Yes.
You could just be horribly and vilely abused and
And
harassed.
and it
Because
was that can make you feel bad. On TikTok, you can get harassed, and then they'll shut down your entire account.
yes, they'll. So let's. I have a really great example. We'll just use my real life thing. So one of the consequences, although I am lucky because I have, a good reputation and good friends, but I did not interact with the person who was yelling at me about me being a racist. A lot of my friends interacted with this person to try to de-escalate the situation, but I was on vacation and I didn't want to, which is my right to not engage. And But I was then accused of being a bully for supporting my friends telling a racist to stop being racist. Like publicly, they posted that they had to unfriend me because I was a racist.
Wait,
Um,
wait a second. Wait. So you make
or
a
not a
post.
racist, a bully, not a racist, a
You
bully. I was
you
a
you make a
bully.
post,
Yeah,
and you go off to go on vacation. Then somebody comes on your page, writes something racist. Other white people come and are like, "Yo, that's racist." And then the original person is like, "I had to block this black creator because they didn't stop the white people telling me what I was doing was racist." And
not
that's
telling the
brilliant.
yeah, it wasn't nice. People were being mean, and I was just like, I don't understand what is happening. So I created what is called a link to get us to a different square. So I
Uh-huh.
wrote in, "What do you want to do?" And then, as in the text, and then that link will take us to this square, which I just called fun time stuff, because you can call anything anything. I'm just letting everybody in the world know that as far as your organizational process goes, you can name anything anything as long as it makes sense in the overarching story that you're telling yourself. So this is called fun type stuff.
Cool.
If we go to our script, which we will, as soon as I stop Yes,
All right, if you want to see
absence.
the code, go to Twitch. Go to twitch.tv. I'm sorry, y'all. Twitch.tv/Maya Mama.
That's
Because I
weird.
cannot show you this code. I cannot get it
Stop it. Stop
to
it.
show right on. It's so
There
annoying.
we go. Okay. So we're going to the actual script, yes, because we need
Okay.
words. Um. So we've done the. What are we going to do? What nice things are we going to do? So we have maybe a nap, binge a little media. It's
Wait,
going to capture all of those words. These are our
wait a
choices
second.
that we made up the last time that we met, that we all met doing our Gaming for Justice. These were ideas suggested through TikTok, through the TikTok
I'm
audience.
I am confused though about the order of events.
Uh huh.
So I'm a game player. I see text that says you were off doing a nice thing, and now you've discovered this wild stuff on the internet. You find the wild stuff on the internet. You get to read through, which I'm so excited. I love the way you designed it. So you get to read through this initial, oh, this just happened on my post.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to decide what to do next. And one of my options is just, I'm going to keep having fun. I'm not going to engage with this. Is that what is
So
that what's happening?
no, not yet. We're not.
Oh,
First,
because
we
I kind of
are.
like I
So
like.
we have gotten. So now we are at the story. We've started. Here's our content warning. We are doom scrolling. We decided to post. Here's the post. It's so nice. Even Barack Obama thought so. And then there it is. It took a second. It says, after posting, you go about your day, doing self care, hydrating, the best snacks, and being at your best. You glance at your phone and see notifications when you open the app, and there are many nice things said by your friends. You're feeling really good. And then what do you want to do? And then that takes us to fun time stuff, which is
Stand. All right. So this is just
just
like
here.
a bunch of fun, nice things you could do.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
actually, we don't need this because you're not picking up your phone. You've already picked up
I,
your phone. You
um,
see the notifications. So now I'm just gonna copy
so
this.
we're asking the audience to name things they would do for fun that would be annoying to have interrupted by
Well,
internet drama.
no, that is not what I said at all.
Oh,
No, we already have it.
oh, you already gathered all of them.
We did that. We did this when we did Gaming for
Yeah,
Justice 2 weeks ago. So
I understand.
I'm
Sorry.
putting in their stuff for some
Okay, so
things
you're
that they
just
might
coding
want.
in all their suggestions, and we can pick any of them.
Yeah, but actually, here's the thing: is that I do need one more because there was an E, but I don't want that one yet. So we need four options. Wait, one, two, three, four, five options. I wanted five options. So what's another thing you could take? Things you're having a great day. You look and you see supportive notifications, but you don't care. You put the you're doing nice things. So what are you gonna do for yourself? Take a nap, binge a little media, make some
Audience,
plans with the sun, or make some plans with the sun. Make some plans with your friends, or soak up the sun, or make some make some plans with the sun.
going to the lake. That was an audience suggestion. Maybe going to the lake. I love that idea. Like going to or watching K drama. Go watch some bunch of K drama.
Well, I have that for binge a little media, and also,
Okay,
I mean,
Prince
that is
Media.
very true. Like I
Touch
said,
grass.
like
The sun would be nice.
watch some boys
Like,
over flowers, y'all.
go check out some nature or something. Go breathe the air and feel the sun on your skin. I
Hmm.
love that. That's a fun time.
Well, we have soaking up the sun.
Sorry,
We
y'all.
have make a maybe a nap, binge a
Maybe
little media, make some plans with friends, soaking up some sun, going to the lake, and so this is the part of game making and story making is really interesting because this is what I call the illusion of choice because it does not matter what you choose. It does, because this is for you. But it's still, everything's going to take you to the exact same place.
amazing. I'm going to repeat that again for our audience because I feel like you just taught me a lesson. And that is, in this design, sometimes the design is giving you choices that really impact the story. And this is a moment that's more emotional and experiential. So you are deciding, but all of the decisions lead to the same place.
Yes.
I love the idea that I'm sitting there going, do I want to stand in the sun? Do I want to go in a lake? Like, as a player, I'm having, my brain is releasing a little bit of dopamine even as I'm imagining being in the sun. But all of the choices lead to the same page.
Yes.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. So we have our words. And can. Oopsie, that's not what I meant to click. Link 'em. And do we have a? Oh, we called it. It begins. Oh, wasn't this? This was a very strange thing. Let me show you in the script this very strange bit of story that we all came up with on TikTok
Okay,
and
I don't
Twitch.
remember this, but
I
please remind me.
I did not remember this either until I just saw this, and then I went, "Oh, how are we gonna incorporate this?" Sometimes that's another thing. So it says, "This box was called It Begins," and we were trying to think of some sort of social gathering. And we came up with, you are attending the 4th annual reunion barbecue for your geocaching group. This year, the theme is a scavenger hunt. You check your social media app and see that a distant acquaintance who knows your family has commented in all caps. And but I remember that, like, the setup was that it was supposedly that we went to the 4th annual reunion barbecue for your geocaching groups, which the theme was a scavenger hunt. Because we're like, oh, you're having a good time now. You're hanging out with friends and you're having a good time. Then you look at your phone and then you see, and I'm gonna plat up the one image with the very first comment that our fake antagonist person named Susan will say. So that
Maya,
image will go
can I
there.
ask you a question? I now feel bad for everybody in the world named Susan. Why didn't you use Karen?
Oh.
I mean, here's the weird thing. I think that, like, Karen is slightly an overused meme, but it feels like when you say like the social damage has already been done to that name.
Because I felt like this was a Susan. Susan, it is time for you to put down the Chardonnay and walk away from your phone.
And you know what? If you call the character Karen, we're prejudging. Who knows about Susan? We don't know. We get to know Susan in your game.
We're learning things about Susan. It is very shocking. So, let's just grab this text and we'll play around with it. I'm gonna capture it. We're gonna go to our Adobe Express. We're gonna change the. You're having some trouble. Change the text in here. Okay. So we're gonna take out a little section of this because we don't need that. And
I'm laughing at our audience chat. It's funny.
Please tell me, what are they saying?
I never thought about Karen being so predictable. My mom's name is Karen. I called her by her name to get her attention, and she took it like Karen, and that's funny because, like, I'm going to get a little intellectual, but it's about signification, where one word can signify different meanings. And sometimes that meaning is you have to give it like a little flavor or tone to make it mean that other thing. But some words, other people make them mean stuff. I just find it fascinating. Oh, audience is so smart. Audience says, with the name, honestly, the only people who are going to have a problem are the problem.
Yes. Yes. Well, and that's oftentimes, when we have these big internet conflicts, um, that is what we're seeing. So I download this. I'm gonna show you, and now let's go to the kittens while I do background work. So a lot of times when you're like, hey, I am speaking to a specific subsection of a group that is treating me badly. And then when you get one person who gets really upset and starts freaking out about it, they're telling on themselves.
So I know we're coming up on just a few more minutes
Oh,
of
we
our show.
are?
So I know I asked too many questions,
No, you
and then I
didn't.
spent all our time.
All of your
Oh, I
questions were good and pertinent, and I think
awesome.
helped us learn a little bit more about this the gaming process. Um,
I keep trying to not interrupt you. I just think it's really interesting, and also I want to know how to do it at some point.
well,
Oh, an audience member just said people are super good at projecting. That's real. That's
yes.
very.
Well, and especially if we think about this fictional character, their first comment was, "I never did anything like this. I would never." And it's like, and then we have we weren't talking to you. No one said your name.
And Susan is taking a critique of a comment as a moral judgment on their existence. And I go,
Yes,
that's interesting.
it is very interesting. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. This is really what I think it comes down to is feeling bad feels bad.
So
And
if somebody makes you feel bad, they did a bad thing.
yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
that is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Feeling
Yeah.
bad feels bad, and people don't want to feel bad. So if you make them feel bad, you did a thing to them. Do you see? Do you
Yeah.
see?
And
You
then
did
that
that to
allows
them.
them, and
Then
that'll give
they
them
felt bad.
permission to try to attack you to get you to stop making them feel
Yeah.
bad.
By the way, look at this little Puss in Boots cat. Look at that. That's just I can't even.
All
Just
right.
I love
I,
that. I
I
love
love
that.
that you're designing this website and you've gone to this kitten website like 9 times. Everyone, if you want to design your own website, the first most important thing is to have a page full of kittens and to visit it often.
So the thing about uh, uh, there was someone in the comments that said that making um like coders have a lot of patience, and I would say that as far as I am concerned, that is not true. Is that I get angry and yell at the words that aren't working right a lot. Like a lot, and sometimes you just look at these kittens and they do make you feel better.
Raise,
Um,
raise your hand if you have said swear words very loudly to your computer because it wasn't formatting the web page you were designing.
yeah, like that's it. That's
Nobody
really what it
raising their
is.
hand?
Yeah, it helps though. It does help. It does help. So this is what I wanted to close with. So
Okay.
this is twinery.org. This is where I found the software from that ProPublica um, article. So they're open source and it's free. You can um, you can use it online as long as you keep the HTML file that has your game in it somewhere, like say on some sort of cloud service where you can download them, and then you can just use it online, or you can download the client to just have on your computer, which is what I use. Um, but it's free. It's easy. They have they have communities. They have their cookbook has it's like that's their manual, and it's lots of fun. There's also like a bunch of you can look and play other people's games on here, and the same with on itch. is that it's a great place to just check out what other people out in the world are creating.
I'm taking us a little over time, but Itch and Twinery, those are two different sites. Twinery is for
Yes.
making video games. Itch is for sharing video games.
Correct.
Or other games, because like somebody I know has like all of their like tabletop role-playing games on
Yes,
there.
it is.
Okay.
It's just a
All right.
game. It's a game website, and there's so many different things that are called games now because you can tell stories, and that's called a game. And all it is just a visual novel, but it is in the game category because we don't call visual novels books, I guess.
Your stuff isn't visual novels, though, Maya.
No.
Yours is more choose your own adventure game.
This is called a text. This is what I would call a text-based adventure game. Yes. It's all because it's all text-based. I mean, there are some images, but I'm not like great at the images yet, so we're still learning how to do that.
But if audience members want to build their own video game, they can go to this site the Twinery site to do it.
Yes, you can go to twinery.org, and you can download it or just use it online to test it out. It's fun to mess around with, and it's also fun because you can upload your own art into it, which I like. When I discovered that I could make pretty pictures and then I could put those into my game, that I found to be very exciting. Because you can do all sorts of stuff to integrate your form of storytelling and just and your story, your activism, your voice. You can put all that forth with Twinery, and I'm a big fan.
Well, just a big gigantic thanks to the audience here on TikTok. Thank you so much for joining us. We just thank you for all of your comments, and also thank you for your suggestions that have been integrated into these games. It's really awesome. And Maya Mama, they've been talking about the Goosebumps made a book that was Choose Your Own Adventure, and so folks are just enjoying remembering the Goosebumpsness. Just thank you, Maya Mama, for leading us through this process. This was so cool.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this show. So thank you, everybody on TikTok. And I guess I'm going to, I do some sort of, goodbye thing. I'll figure it out. Hold on. Here we go. Thank you for joining us. Today we built a game using software from twinery.org. Visit their website and make your own games. We also went to callingupjustice.itch.io. So go ahead and visit there so you can check out the other games that we have. Gaming4Justice is a Calling Up Justice production. Special thanks to producer Claudia Alec. Thanks to graphic designers Maya Millslow and Lucy Millslow. For more information, visit us at callingupjustice.com. Visit our Instagrams at MayaMama79, at MayaSplaining, at Claudia Alec, at Calling Up Justice Now, and our TikToks now, at Claudia Alec Love and at MayaMama79. We'll see you next time, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks so much. We'll see you. Bye.
No, we're going to do this again. We're doing this again on Saturday, on July.
That's
Allied
right.
Media Conference. We're going to be at the When are we at the Allied Media Conference, though? What's the time?
We're at the. I'm going to just hold on. We're at the Allied Media Conference on Saturday at 11.
West Coast time.
West Coast time. PST. PST, yo.
Cool.
All right. Yes. So come see us. Come see us do this again. It's going to be a little bit different. Probably a little bit more tighter. Maybe not. Who knows? Bye.